Hey guys, welcome back to another interesting video. We'll be doing linear inequalities again. My name's Roland and I'm your tutor. So let's get right on into it. We're doing an example. If you're wondering how to do inequalities, don't stress. You can either watch the previous video or I'll definitely elaborate it during this particular video. So let's dive right in. We've got 2x plus 2, we take it across. So we take the 2 across, we change the sign to a negative because it's crossing over the equal sign. You've got 2x is equal to 1 minus 2, which is minus 1. Divide both sides by 2 and you get minus 1 over 2. As always guys, if I'm going too fast, don't stress. Just pause the video, or you can obviously restart the video, repeat as many times until you get the concept correctly in your head. Otherwise, you can always go and visit thinkbrainwave.com. We've got a whole range of videos there and all of the notes from these particular videos. So now let's go get on to our next step. Let's represent this particular question and answer on a number line. So I've drawn up the number line here. I say that x is equal to minus a half. And as you can see, it's a solid point. It's a full filled in point. There's no gaps in between or in the middle. It's totally colored in. It's because of an equal sign. The equal sign means that you color in. So now let's solve for x in the inequality. Let's create this same particular question and do it in the form of an inequality. So we'll say 2x plus 2 is less than the inequality part and equal to the equation part. So less than and equal to can come together and we put that in front of the 1. Once again, we do the same process as before. We transfer the 2 from the left to the right. We then make sure to change the positive sign to a negative sign. We also then get the final answer of 1 minus 2 becomes minus 1. So 2x divided by 2, we have minus 1 over 2. Cancel the 2's and you've got x is less than or equal to minus a half. Very good show. Now we need to do our number line. Easy game, easy game, easy game. Now, as we did previously, we did a full circle or a full dot on the line. Here we'll also do a full dot because there's an equal sign within the inequality. However, we will now draw a line in the direction that the inequality describes. So if you have an inequality with a crocodile mouth, if you're looking from the left to the right, he's got his mouth open, you then draw your arrow all the way to the left-hand side. Now, as you'll see in future examples, perhaps in this video, maybe in one of the next ones, just make sure to subscribe if you want to see those videos. Basically, what you'll see is we'll do a less than, and then in this case, like a less than, we'll do the opposite, we'll do greater than. So just take note, for the equation, there's only one value for x. However, for inequalities, there are infinite values of x in this particular case. There's no range between two numbers. In this case, you have the inequality from minus 1 over 2 all the way to negative infinity. So just make sure that you understand that. In certain cases, you can obviously get the case where you've got a value for x that is between two numbers, in which case you'd have a limited number of terms. But in this case, it goes to infinity. With that said, we now know that we have infinite terms. We also know that they're all to the left-hand side. This means that the x can be any value from minus a half going anywhere left-hand side. So you cannot go to the right. It's very important that you realize that. Some people can't always understand why people do inequalities. It's just basically to show a limitation. It's not really taught properly because inequalities are there to show you, okay, why do you have a value of x? That's to show that when you have a set of axes for future mathematics, you can understand that there are certain points that x could be. Now, when there's a shift along the x-axis and along the y-axis, this affects the output values that one can get when doing certain calculations. This is the main reason why we do inequalities, is to understand that shift. However, we aren't always taught that properly in the schools. So this is just a video explaining exactly that. I mean, why it's important to you as a student and why you should learn it and pay attention. Also, just remember, when you divide by -1, I'm just reiterating this at the end, make sure to change your less than or greater than sign. That's the main rule for this section. Easy game.